Previously on Green Aqua.
One of the latest video with Tommy, he made a huge mistake and there's no room for failures at Green Aqua. So we decided to fire him.
Oh, I wish that you hadn't pulled the trigger. Shut me down with my bitter. The blood is getting thicker.
What? Oh, now you want me back? No. Okay, for this last video. Okay, see you soon. Bastard.
Oh, I wish that you hadn't pulled the trigger. Shut me down with my bitter.
Welcome behind the wonderful world of aquascaping once again. We've been here about 3 weeks ago. I've built a 120p, which ended up in a complete failure. It collapsed when we wanted to fill up the tank. Actually, I wanted to save the left side of that aquarium because it was like a perfect 60p size. But then again, when I tried to move the remaining hardscape parts, they collapsed as well. So that hardscape is completely gone now. Today we either gonna shoot the epic fail in aquascaping part 2, or hopefully, we actually had a really good suggestion in the comment section of that video from one of our YouTube viewers, and he said that we should call this aquascape the Revenge of the Fallen, which I like a lot. So if it's gonna work out, I'm gonna use the title for the IAPL entry as well next year. So thanks for that, and let's do it. Ah. See ya. Oh. Ah. Ah. Hate it. What the? A few changes from the last attempt. I've laid down the base of the aquarium, so this is 120 by 45, and I've made that because I was actually a bit outside of the glass with the last one. So now I can make sure I fit perfectly, and I ditched the bluefin stones and I'm going with Seiryu. Well, most of you already know it. This is one of the most used stone in aquascaping, and especially in Iwagumi layouts, and a bit more difficult to lay them on each other because I have these very straight lines. So I have to make sure that if, for example, the base has horizontal lines, then I can't put another stone on it which has vertical lines because that's just way off. So yeah, another challenge in this build, but I'm feeling confident. What could go wrong now?
Are you sure about that?
Seiryu is much heavier, so if this collapses, we're gonna definitely break the tank. Based on the very first 2 rocks put together, the motto for today's video is F physics. I want to build something extreme. I really have to take revenge. We have Dory here, who's helping us out in the past few videos and hopefully in the future, and she said she has nothing to do with aquascaping. She said that these stones look like they came from the moon, but that's not a reason to build anti-gravity stuff. But they don't agree. It's the perfect reason to do this. Let's start gluing. I'm satisfied with this one. I'm using the Impa glue again. You know, remember, this is the one that's perfectly unsafe for any aquatic life, at least until it dries. And that's why we are outside, because it's unbearably smelly. Learning from last time, lots of glue. Nem így volt. Szabi, elvesztettem a fonalat. Oh, thank you. Just like last time, I'm not completely sure what I'm building. I think I'm gonna go with something similar in shape. What? Oh, that one! I'm not sure if heat helps with this glue, but there's definitely some kind of chemical reaction. It's bubbling. I'm almost sure this is not safe. It's just becoming a bigger mess. We won't have a connection on top. This will be just like a U shape, not that high on this end. And I'm gonna have this one in behind as next layer. Ezt nem tudom, hogy mi az Istenből építsek neki alapot. This is really unstable at the moment. I'm gonna need to use a lot of glue to make sure this all stays together, and this is what, 4, 5, 6 rocks should be one piece. These are still not perfect, but I think we can start to figure out how they're gonna actually connect. Na, és akkor most van az, hogy elmegyünk enni, és ha ez áll, amikor összejönk, akkor megcsináljuk, ha nem áll, akkor ez nem működik. És tiszta ragasztó a cipőm. I simply refuse to give up on this. I'm finally starting to feel like we're heading somewhere. The right side is basically done. As this side curves in, I wanted this side to curve out, so I have a path in between them. From that side you can clearly see I have some supporting rocks. Obviously these won't be here, or smaller ones will be once all of this is in soil. And also the height of these pillars will be different, so it's gonna go gradually from the front to the back. I made sure that the number of pillars is uneven. Now this whole thing feels like the edge of the sea, where you have a few rocks inside the sea or inside the ocean, and then you have the rock walls behind that. And that goes quite well with the Revenge of the Fallen. if I start to put in small bits of rocks as details, they will seem like fallen bits of rocks from these huge walls. I'm much more satisfied than with the previous hardscape. I'm not sure if any one of you have ever serviced their own car, but the situation is the same. There's always a few screws left over until you put it back together. I have two stones. One of them I actually know where it should be, but it needs soil to be in place. This one I have no idea where it came from. It was part of the hardscape outside, but now I can't find its place. So if you have some Photoshop skills, you can even do the planting in Photoshop and figure out if you want to use sand or soil, what kind of plant. So we're gonna do that this time. Join me in the studio. If my hair is different, my clothes are different and everything else, today is Friday, that is Monday, so see you in the studio. Welcome to the studio. What I'm gonna do today is, just to make this video a bit more interesting than just gluing rocks, is I'm gonna try to plan all the planting and the soil versus sand thing in Photoshop. We've talked about this in a previous video, and now I'm gonna actually show how I usually do it. Well, I've never done it, but I know how to do it. The photo has a very bluish tint, and I've done this on purpose. This is not really color graded, just imported and then I added this bluish tint because I want to use Victor's photos from Flickr to get the samples for the plants, because he has a ton of photos online and I want to match the color without adjusting all the bits one by one later on. Also, a nice thing with Photoshop, I can actually lift some parts of the hardscape, as if I basically simulate adding soil to the back and lifting some hardscape parts. This line, I would be really happy to achieve this. I've actually already decided about the front of the aquarium, and it's going to be sand. All these small bits, these caves, would basically disappear if I would use the necessary amount of soil. From this, I can see how many plants I need, which kind of plants goes in which depth of the aquarium. Obviously, this is not exact location, so I'm not sure how the place is free here or here. And I can see that I'm going to use a lot of Ricardia, but I don't want to use other plants on the rocks. Of course, what I didn't do in Photoshop, I'm going to put the Marsilea crenata pieces in the sand around the rocks, just like I did with the unsuccessful one. And also I'm gonna lift the sand towards the back. If I bring the sand up and I add some very small rocks on the edge, then this one will get a much bigger impact in the front because it's going to be separated from the background. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for joining me on this trip. Let's all hope together that when I actually put in the plants and fill up the tank, it's going to stay in one piece. We can never know now. And yeah, oh, do the subscribe, like button, bell, all the things, because that helps us a lot. And see you next time. Goodbye.
Next week on Green Aqua.
Luke, I am your father.
Hopefully this is going to be the last episode with this build, but it's the 13th of November and it's a Friday, so no one knows.
Oh, man.